Bitcoin move fast. Here's what's happening today. Let's get you up to date. Alright, buckle up. Today updates is full of momentum. From government's plays to culture shift. And yeah, banks are finally catching up too. So we're diving deep, connecting the dots, and having some fun with it along the way. Let's kick things off with a headline that still isn't getting enough attention. The United States officially holds strategic Bitcoin reserve. President Trump signed the executive order. It's done. The US isn't just watching Bitcoins anymore. It's holding it. And that's changed everything. We're not in a maybe territory. We are in already happening territory. It's not just a symbolic move. It's about preparing the country for the futures of value, digital, decentralized, and borderless. Bitcoin isn't just an investment anymore. It's infrastructure. Steering over how they might expand that reserve, this part's clever. The US still value its gold certificates at $42 an ounce, when gold is now trading about $3,000. That's like finding an original Pokemon card in your garage and realizing it's worth more than your car. There's talk about realizing those hidden gains and using them, to buy more Bitcoin, quietly, strategically, without printing more money or raising taxes. It's like upgrading from a flip phone to a smartphone, but with trillions on the line. On the price front, here's where things stand. Bitcoin is currently hovering over $84,000. Not bad considering the recent swings. After topping $109,000 early this year and dipping below $80,000, it's finding its rhythm again. That bounce, it didn't happen by accident. The Fed easing up on tightening play apart. And most of us know that Bitcoin just refused to stay down. Betting market, still bullish. Most are expecting $110,000 again soon, with a few shooting for $150,000 or even $250,000 per coin. Are those high hopes? Maybe. But Bitcoin surprises people before, more than once. Meanwhile, something kind of fun is brewing in DC. A popular Stafford bar is closing and making room for something new. A Bitcoin-themed bar called Pubkey. That same spot where Trump once bought burgers with Bitcoin is now turning into a full-on Bitcoiner hangout. This isn't just a gimmick. It's a signal. Bitcoin isn't fringe anymore. It's part of the local political culture. And come on, a bar where you can pay in sats? That's peak adoption. Now zooming out to the corporate scene, they're still stacking. MicroStrategy just restructured a stock offerings to raise over $700 million. Specifically is to buy more Bitcoin. At this point, they might as well just rebrand as a Bitcoin holding company. When the price drops, they buy. When the price pumps, they buy. You gotta respect that level of conviction. On the infrastructure side, stablecoins are getting their house in order. One of the largest issuers is now working with a major auditing firm for a full transparency check. That's big. Why? Because when stablecoins are clean, fast, and trustworthy, it helps Bitcoin flow. Trader move easier. Institutions feel safer. The entire ecosystem benefits. It's like paving the highway before open the floodgates. Now, here's something that deserves more love. Banks stepping into Bitcoin. For the longest time, banks and Bitcoins were enemies, but the landscape's changing. More banks are preparing to offer Bitcoin's custody services. And here's the thing, not everyone wants to handle their own wallets. Some folks don't want to memorize recovery phrases or worry about losing access. And you know what? That's fair. Some people just want the simplicities of opening an app and knowing that Bitcoin is still there, safe, secure, and backed by institutions they already trust. Banks offering that option, it's not betrayal of the ethos. It's a bridge for the next wave of user. Think about it. Self-custody is powerful, but convenience drives adoption. When banks get involved, Bitcoin doesn't lose, it grows. Now, moving into legal territory, something pretty important just happened. A US court ruled that decentralized code, like what powers Bitcoin, can't be sanctioned the way you sanction a person or a company. That's a win for open source freedom. It's confirmations that Bitcoin's code isn't owned, can't be stopped, and won't be controlled. Neutral, resilient, uncensorable. Now glazing over the global stage, not everyone's there yet. Some central banks, like the ones in the Czech Republic, are still hesitant to holding Bitcoin. Too volatile, they say. Too new. But here's the thing. While they wait for clarity, the US already made the first move, and history tends to reward early conviction. Speaking of conviction, President Trump isn't done. He's openly stated that he wants the United States to be the undisputed Bitcoin superpower. That means regulations that make sense, infrastructure that supports innovation, and a public message that Bitcoins belong in America's future. We're not talking about fringe adoptions anymore. We're talking about national strategy. But here's the real question. If the US is stacking, if banks are onboarding, if companies are doubling down, then what are you waiting for? You don't have to go all in. You just have to start learning about Bitcoin and start stacking a bit at a time and start thinking long term, because Bitcoin isn't going away. It's going everywhere. If this helped you connect the dots, give it a like and make sure you subscribe. We're just getting started. And whatever amount you have, my friend, just don't forget to hold it tight and stack it right. You might like the next video right here. Just click on it. And I appreciate you watching this video. And I hope to see you in the next video. Take care.